Hi and welcome. My name is dancepop. I want to show you how I made my song Light in the Darkness, released on the Australian label Sunlit Records. Here we go. I have my arrangement here on the right. Here are all the instruments I used. I made it in FL Studio. Up here I have my automations for the master volume for the kickstart, which is a sidechain plugin. This is my drum session, my drum section. I have some hard kick drum which I used for the chorus. I have a lower kick drum I used for the verses, or in fact there are two kick drums. I have a snare drum, second snare drum, snare and claps, a snare for a transition, old school snare roll, clap samples in the break, and some additional claps with more reverb, like a bit of stadium feeling. This here is more like an ear candy. You get the idea. Open hat. I have maracas, cymbal, you know, some basic stuff. Another cymbal in the break, more tiny percussions, more in the chorus, but also in the second part of the verse here. Loop with congas in the chorus, castagnettes, a drummer group at the end of the verse. Here I just have some drum fills. These are just drum fills. Or, I don't know. You get the idea. Ear candies. I can show you what the drum section sounds on its own. If I skip a little bit through it, you know. That's the drum section. This is my bass section. I have this kind of, more sub bass. And this is an additional, you know, that typical 90s organ bass sound. Originally from a very famous Korg synthesizer. Back from the 80s or 90s. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. The sub bass is from Spire, that 90s organ bass, which is very famous nowadays again, with all that 90s revival going on. It's an emulation from UVI. It's the DS1. The original Korg synthesizer, I think it's the Korg M1, right? There were other versions with different names, I think, but the best known Korg with this typical sound and also this organ is the Korg M1. I'm pretty sure. So the next thing is a bass pad in the break. I think most people nowadays would call it Reese bass. In the end, it's just a pad. Reese bass pad, you know, same. For me, it was also done with Spire. I have my melody section here. It contains this guitar sample. In verse 2, in the break, and in chorus 3, I also added this guitarlele. Guitarlele. Give me the guitarlele. A guitarlele is, like the name says, it's a crossover of a guitar and a ukulele. Ukulele. Guitarlele. How is it pronounced in English? God, give me internet now. What's wrong with the internet today? Why today?
Ukulele.
All together, yes.
Ukulele.
Ukulele. Ukulele.
Ukulele. Ukulele. So this, what I used here is a guitar-lele. Guitar-lele. Lele! Come on, give me the guitar-lele. Yeah, like I said, it's a crossover of a guitar and the ukulele. Sorry, I'm German, you know? Yeah, so the guitar-lele sounds like this. And lower. Okay. I also have a picked nylon in the break. Now I'm not so sure if I programmed it with this slide in the original, if I played together with all the other instruments. Yeah, sounds cool. It's all good. Yeah, and like you, okay, by the way, the guitar-lele was made with the toy suit for UVI workstation. The picked nylon was a contact library or virtual instrument. Virtual instrument, Mr. Smithers. As you already heard, I have a saxophone. It's a sample which I sliced a little bit. And so on. In the chorus, I have this. This is the standard opening sound of the Spire synth, such as the random default sound from many synthesizers. Synthesizer. I just EQ'd it, compressed it, sent it to my send effects, and used a bit of glide. By the way, send effects. Here, I used them here to the right for effects, which I send some of my instruments to, so they all have the same room, the same space. I used this Waves plugin IRL. IR stands for impulse response, which means you can record the room response, the room answer, the echo reverb answer of any room on this planet, and then put it in a plugin like this. And then you can use, for example, from church, I don't know, in Spain, put it in here, and then you have the room response of that church in your program, in your DAW. Which one did I use here? It is the room response, the impulse response of the Gaylord Entertainment Center. Gaylord M. Fokker. For those who know, you know. And if you know, you know, you know. What the fuck is the Gaylord Entertainment Center? Come on. Internet just switched off again, just on its own. Oh, come on. Bridgestone Arena, originally Nashville Arena and formerly Gaylord Entertainment Center and Summit Center, is a multi-purpose indoor arena in downtown Nashville, Tennessee, and someone for Waves Audio sampled the room response of this arena, and now I can use it here in my computer. So this is the first reverb. Then I have a delay here with the Waves H delay, with a tape delay. The interesting thing with this tape delay is it sounds a bit imperfect, like the tone goes slightly, a little bit up and down, you know, like a broken tape, which is a very subtle and nice effect. The third send is again the H delay with a slower delay this time, and the IRL again with a very short impulse response. These are my send effects I used on this song. Yeah, like I said, what I used here is the init sound of Spire. The initial sound, I think that's in it, initial sound, yeah, when you open it up. Very simple. Next thing I used, which is an instrument which you normally wouldn't find in a track like this, or, you know, a Latin music inspired song, which my song is, I think. It's a West African sound library by Contact. It's the balafon, which sounds like this. And I also added marimbas, so also the balafon together with the marimbas makes sense again. You know what I mean? And I also have this plucked sound. In the break, I also have this nice Rhodes sound. The Scarby Mark I, a contact sound again, an emulation of a 70s Rhodes, or the 70s Rhodes, the famous one. Here I have Celesta, I think you pronounce it like this. It looks like this, like a piano, but sounds more like a metallophone. I only use it once in chorus 2. It's more like an ear candy. The same with this here. This is more like an ear candy to make a nice transition. With all the other instruments, it sounds like this. It's very subtle, but it's nice. So next thing is my vocal section. I have the main vocals up here for the verses and the break. It sounds like this. And so on. I made some effects, or maybe I doubled something. This is the vocal for the break. Nothing too fancy. Okay, the female laughter and
damn Spop.
That's me. Next thing is a female choir from Reality Vox. Ladies with 4 different female singers. The next vocal stuff, it's just vocal chops, stuff like this. Or, you know, or I don't know, just ear candies. So this was pretty much the vocal section. Yeah, and down here I have my effects, which are also just ear candies, risers and downers to make some nice transitions. That's it. I don't want to go too much into how I EQ'd everything, or maybe I don't know. Let's talk about my master effect chain. On my master bus, I use this NLS bus plugin, which is an emulation of a very female. Oh my God, I'm tired. It's an emulation of a very famous console, or in fact of 3 very famous consoles. And you can do this kind of analog summing in your DAW, so it brings a little bit of voodoo magic, a little bit of mojo to your sound. I have the SSL bus compressor. I have a tape emulation, the J37. It's also from Waves. In the original analog tape is from Abbey Road. Brings a nice tape sound to your mix. I have the Abbey Road vinyl cutting machine. This brings really a lot of cool sound to your mix. Then I have this L3LL multi-stereo tool, which really makes your mix just very loud, and it also squeezes everything a bit. Let's say it like that, so you get the idea what I'm talking about. I'm not going into detail because it would be too nerdy. Then I have this Brainworks Vertigo plugin, which is in the end a distortion tool. It brings a few more harmonics to your mix, and yeah, I don't know, it made my mix a bit wider, gave me some kind of hi-fi stereo feeling. I don't know how to explain. The final plugin in my chain is this Ozone mastering plugin, which I kind of rendered above everything else and tweaked a little bit on my own. That's my own mastering chain, which to me sounds kind of cool, kind of fat. That's it. I hope you enjoyed my little tour through this song and how I made it. Of course, I also hope you like and enjoy my song. It's released on the Australian label Sunlit Records. The song is called Light in the Darkness. If you already listened to it, tell me what you think. If you didn't know about it, check it out. Feedback is always welcome. Thanks again for watching. See you out there. Have a nice time. Take care. My name is dancepop. Goodbye.